Hello, hello, and welcome to the last 60 days. I am so excited that you joined this challenge, and I cannot wait to see all the transformation that will happen in this next 60 days. And if you don't know what this challenge is, and if you are just on the podcast, if you've been listening to the podcast and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't hear about the challenge. What is this? Let me give you all the details. Let me fill you in. So, I decided to do a challenge called the last 60 days. And this challenge is pretty much to prepare the soil for the next year. Okay. But it's way more than that. A couple years ago, I participated in the Tony Robbins event, the UPW. And the thing that really marked me from that event was when Tony Robbins said that there are just two states that human beings live their life. And you either live your life in one state or the other. And he said you either live your life in a suffering state or in a beautiful state. And that really, really marked me. And as much as I don't like to think in a suffering state, because I feel like in most of us, we don't consider ourselves in a suffering state. We look at a lot of tragedies that are happening all around the world, and we say they're suffering. I am not suffering, but I'm also not in a beautiful state. I'm just kind of like surviving and going with the motions. Um, so I kind of adjust that wording to say that we live in two states. We live in, and I'm talking about women like us that live here in the Western. We are in a safe position in our life, but we are not completely fulfilled and living the purpose that God has for us. Some of us may feel like we are partially doing that, but it's almost like it's missing something, right? So I want to adjust that suffering state title to surviving state. And this challenge is to take us from surviving state and putting us in the beautiful state so we can enter the next year in a completely different state than what we had so far. Okay, so this last 60 days, we're going to work through a lot of crap that we have to work through for us to get out of the surviving state and move into the beautiful state. So that's in a nutshell the vision of the challenge. Okay, we're going to get into more specifics and more details, but this is the big vision and the mission. Okay, to get us from surviving to thriving to living in this beautiful state. And today is day one. So if you have signed up through social media and to other places and you're here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are here and you did not sign up anywhere, you want to sign up. You want to go to fernandalongo.com/last 60 days, and I will put this in the show notes. And you want to make sure you sign up there because the challenge will have, and here are more the specifics of the challenge. The challenge will have one podcast episode a week. So we're talking 8 weeks that will be 100% focused on this. And then you will also have a few other things that are part of the challenge that you will receive from me that will help you in this process. Okay, so one of those things is journal prompts. And then the other thing is an audio prayer and meditation that will help you go through those things. Okay, so the details of the challenges are every week you're going to get this podcast episode. And then you will also have to do a little bit of a spiritual practice every day. So you're going to develop your daily spiritual practice. And this spiritual practice is the number one thing that made me, that completely changed and transformed my life. And this challenge is for you. If you are a person of faith, you do not have to have a specific religion. You do not have to have the same 100% beliefs than what I do, but you have to believe that there is a God, a creator of the universe, for this challenge to work for you. Because a lot of what we're working here is through the lens of my faith. And that's the medicine that worked for me, that took me out of surviving and put me in the beautiful state. And that's the only way that I can teach you to do the same. So if you are an atheist, if you do not believe in God at all, I am not the best person to help you do this transition from surviving to a beautiful state. I am the best person if you are a person of faith, if you believe that there is a God, a creator, and that you are created in the image of God. Okay? So for you to taste this medicine, as what I call, you will have to develop a spiritual practice. And that is a little bit of time every day that you sit with yourself, you sit alone, and you have some time with God. And this time with God can be different per each person. But what I really, really recommend is that you have time where you're going to be doing what I call a prayer meditation. And that can be 5 minutes. Okay, you don't need a lot of time. I know most of us are extremely busy and we do not have 3 hours to uh, go to a place and just be alone. A lot of us have multiple kids and jobs and house and all that stuff, right? So you will need 5 to 10 minutes for a prayer and meditation. And then I will give you one journal prompt per day. So go to Walmart, buy a $50 notebook, or if you're a little bit more bougie, get a pretty journal. And every day I will give you one question, one journal prompt, and you will spend a few minutes going through that journal prompt. Once again, you don't need a lot of time, just a few minutes. And I recommend that you do those two things together. So, how I like to do is I like to do my prayer meditation. Um, and I call prayer meditation because the prayer is when I talk to God, and the meditation is when I'm silent, just waiting for God to talk to me. And then I do the journal after because that time, that prayer and that meditation kind of inspire me and give me the wisdom to see what I need to change in the journal time. And then other thing that I recommend you doing every day is to move your body, but move your body with love. This is not going to be a um, workout program. This is not going to be a lose weight program. That's not the focus here. The focus here is you learning how to love your body and how to move that just the energy that we have, right? Because I am a very hyper person, for example, and if you are busy, if you are managing kids and jobs or a home or whatever you are managing, which for a lot of us is a lot, we live a high stress life. Even if you do not have a full-time job, you already live a high stress life just from being a manager of a household. Um, in US now there is a health crisis that is the level of stress of parents because there's just so much for us to handle with kids. So most of us are living in high stress, and when we move our bodies, whether it's through a walk, my favorite is just going for a walk outside. um, you just move that stress out of your body. It's just an amazing practice, and it really helps just our mental health and the other areas of our lives. So I at first I want to have this step in the challenge as a go for a walk outside every day. but I know that a lot of you are in the north side of the United States. And as we get closer to the end of the year, it's cold and it may be rainy and it may be snowing, and you may not want to go for a walk outside. So if you're able to, I highly recommend you going for a walk outside. And once again, it does not have to be a whole hour. You can do a walk around the block. You can do 10 minutes. And that will be a big change as you start doing that. If you are in a place where your weather does not allow you to go for a walk outside every day, try to go as much as you can. And the days that you cannot, try to do a movement at home. So whether you have a mini trampoline and you're going to jump for 5 minutes, or you want to go on YouTube and get a stretching yoga video for 5-10 minutes, and you can do those things as long as you're doing with love and you're doing something that you enjoy. And that is very important, because as we move on into this challenge, you're going to understand more why this is important. I do not want this movement coming from willpower. I want this movement coming from a self love mindset. Okay. So, just a recap, what you're going to be doing every day is your prayer meditation, and I will send you an audio. Okay, so that's why it's so important for you to sign up in the link, because when you sign up, you're going to receive an audio that you can use through this next 60 days, and it's the same audio every day. But that audio will kind of guide you through this prayer and meditation. You are going to do your own prayer, but the audio is going to kind of guide you too, and will give you a few minutes to be silent as you listen to a little music, so you don't have to worry about, oh, did I do enough time? Am I too long? Am I not long enough? So it will be just a few minutes. You're going to listen to that. And when that is over, your time is kind of up. Okay. You can stay longer if you want to. I do that for several years now. And if I am really on a stressful time, I will wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do that for an hour, because I just need that time with God. It's not realistic for me to do that every day. But when I am in a very busy season and I need time, I will do that sometimes. So if you feel like this is helpful and you want to do it longer, you can go to YouTube and put like meditation music, and it's going to, there's some weird ones, so you kind of have to go through and find something that is your style. But you can go through and find something, and then you can listen to for as long as you need to sit there with God. But I will send you one, a short one. So you're going to do this prayer meditation. You are going to do the journal entry. And very important, the journal entry, I will be giving every day on an Instagram group channel. So when you go to my Instagram, there will be on my bio underneath the link, there will be a thing there saying last 60 days. And you are going to click on that, and you're going to join that group. It's free. It's right there on Instagram. And then every day I will give you a journal entry for you to do this. So what I recommend also is that you set a time every day and you try to do it always at the same time. So you create a routine. So whether you like to do it in the morning, first thing in the morning, or in the evening before you go to bed, or during the day, whatever time works for you. But set a time and say, okay, every day at this time for the next 60 days, I'm going to do my prayer meditation journal. Once again, you only need 10 to 15 minutes. And today is day one. Today is November 1st, but this next 60 days actually start tomorrow, because December has 31 days. So today you go in the group, you're going to see there's a journal entry there. And this journal entry you can start tomorrow if you do a morning, if you decide to do that in the morning. So the question for today, the journal entry for today, you do it tomorrow morning. If you're going to do evenings, you can choose, you can start tonight, you can start tomorrow, whatever works for you. It's going to be 60 days total. Okay, so prayer meditation, the audio you're going to receive by email. The journal entry, go to Instagram, join the group channel. It's free. And then every day you're going to have the journal entry of the day. And then moving your body, I'm not going to send you anything. You just do you. And if possible, go for a walk outside. Okay, so this is kind of your spiritual practice that you're going to do these three things every day for 60 days. And then once a week, you're going to come here and listen to the podcast of the week, which I will be giving you teaching and just direction on what to do in all those topics. So we're going to work through four main topics in what I'm just going to call four main relationships that we have in our lives. And the first one is our relationship with ourselves, so our self love. The second one is our relationship with our body. The third one is our relationship with other people. And the fourth one is our relationship with money. And all those four things together makes it a perfect recipe either for you to live in the survival or in the suffering state, it depends how those relationships are, or for you to live in the beautiful state that what I learned on that Tony Robbins event, right? So for you to go into that beautiful state in life, you have to be aligned in all those four relationships. And I want you to understand that this is a journey. This is not something like in the end of the 60 days, you are not going to be like, I made it, my life is perfect now. It's not going to be that. It is a journey that will probably last through your whole life. But this will be the start that you need to have awareness of what do you need to change for you to go into that beautiful state. Okay, so most of us, we have an area that we feel like it needs to change. If you think about, okay, so what do I need to do to live in that beautiful state? So for some of us, it's like, oh, I just need to make more money. If I have more money, I'll be able to do more fun things and I'll be in that beautiful state. For others, is, oh, I need to have better health. Like I'm overweight, I need to lose weight. And if I lose weight and have better health, I will be in that beautiful state. And for others, is, oh, I need my husband to stop being such a jerk and be part of this family or whatever. Or if you are not married, you may think, oh, I need a husband or I need a boyfriend or I need a better group of friends or whatever. So that's why I'm calling relationship with others, because each one of us have different relationships in our life. Okay. And what do we do when we think that way? We are just trying to put a band-aid in the real problem, okay? Because the reason why we have those issues in our lives in the first place is because of our lack of self-love and for our belief that we are not worthy. And those beliefs, they are um, they are in our subconscious mind. So we are not aware in a conscious level that we believe those things, because you may say, oh no, I have a lot of self-love, I love myself, or I think I'm worthy. I don't have, I'm not those people that are all the time just thinking that I am, oh poor me, I'm not that type of person. And that's okay. I am not either. If you know me any length of time, I never been the one to say, oh, poor me. But as I start working on the things that I thought I needed to improve in my life so I could have that beautiful life, I found that there are some hidden beliefs that I had that held me back from making that extra money, from getting the health that I need to get, or even spend money on the treatments that I need to get to have better health, and to put boundaries in relationships that I have, to stop people pleasing, to stop perfectionism. So all those problems, they're caused because of hidden beliefs that we have. I like to call them limiting beliefs because they limit us from living that beautiful life. Okay, so during the 60 days, what we are really going to do is we're going to work through those limiting beliefs and we're going to peel them like an onion. And some days are going to be fun and some days are not. And I'm just going to tell you right now, and I know that many of you are going to want to give up in the middle. Right now, it sounds fun. And some of you will give up in the middle. But what I am asking you is to trust the process and stay in the journey because as you peel in those onions, remember that the days that hurt the most are the days that you really need to do this work, this work of peeling those layers. Because if it hurts, it's because there are beliefs there that are standing in the way of your beautiful life. And it's important to remember that most of us do not have issues in all those areas. So we are talking money, relationship with others, relationship with our bodies. Some of us are very comfortable with our bodies, but we may have a relationship with money or a relationship with other people, problems with our relationship with money or problems with our relationship with other people. Some of us are great with money, but we have terrible health. Some of us are great, have great relationships and a perfect group of friends and a great marriage, but we have terrible health and we are broke all the time. So the idea is that we align ourselves so we can have all those areas of our life growing together. Think of a car. And if every one of those four areas, so your relationship with yourself, your relationship with your body, your relationship with money, your relationship with other people, being each one of those four a wheel of your car, a tire of your car, okay? And think of it if the tire is filled up based on you're going to rate that relationship from 0 to 10, 0 being terrible, 10 being great. And let's say you put 5, so that tire is filled up just halfway. Okay, and as you're driving that car, you have a tire that is like in a 2 and a tire that is in a 10, and the car is not going to go. It's going to be very wobbly and it's just some it depends of your situation. The tire may not even go. You may tell me right now that all of your 4 relationships are below 5 and you don't even have enough air in your tire to move that car, and that's why you find yourself into that um, survival state because you cannot move forward. You're just getting the bare minimum out of those relationships, those 4 relationships in your life. Okay, so we're going to work through those things during the 60 days. It's very important that you do this journal work, the prayer work, because that will really give you the wisdom and the direction, the clarity of what you need to do next. And I decided to do that now. At the beginning, when I the idea came to me, I was like, oh, I'll just do 2025. But I decided to do that now. So when you go into the next year, you go with this soil already prepped so you can actually plant healthy crops, if you know what I mean. And that can be anything you choose to do next year. That could be improving your relationship, improving your health, improving your finances, getting married, to start a business. I don't care. Whatever you decide to do, um, if you prep that soil now, it's going to be so much better, so much easier for you to get into that beautiful state and get the results you want. Okay. So today, your homework for this week is to just understand um, this whole idea of how we can move from being in the survival state to this beautiful state by changing, removing those limiting beliefs and replacing them with the truth, because those limiting beliefs, they're actually lies. When we think about our worries, our anxiety, it is because we are creating situations that did not really happen yet. So a big part of this challenge is to move on from living either in the future or in the past and teaching us to live in the present. And this is something that we all need in this day and age, especially with technology and social media. We all need to be put back into the present moment. So this challenge is going to help you with that. Okay. And once you make a decision, because this is the most important, you need to make a decision. And I'm calling you to make this decision right now. Make that decision right now that you are going to do this work so you can have a better life, so you can have a beautiful life. Okay. And a beautiful life does not mean you're not going to have problems. Okay. Scripture tells us in this life, you're going to have problems. But when we put ourselves in a beautiful state and when we learn how to put ourselves in this beautiful state, when the problems come, even though we will get stressed, we will get out of that beautiful state when the problem comes, we know how to center ourselves and put us back in that beautiful state much faster. Okay. So you learn how to self adjust your nervous system instead of doing what I did for most of my life, which was self medicate. So we're going to stop self medicating and we're going to start self adjusting and be aligned. Okay. Um, and I want to end this episode with something for you because I know, especially if you are a person of faith, if you come from a religious background, thinking and thinking of words like worthy and um, self-love can be triggering because we are programmed to believe that we are unworthy. We think, if you think about it, depending on where you practice your religion, you may be singing that 3 times a week, twice on Sunday, right? I'm unworthy. So you are programming yourself through your words, which is very important. We are going to talk about that in future episodes. But we are programmed to believe that we are unworthy, that we are broken, that our heart is bad, that we should not love ourselves. We should only love other people. And all those things, they are lies. And I'm a big person of faith. I am a Christian. I taught Bible studies for 7 years. And I am here to tell you those are scripture out of context. They're completely out of context, so we can be programmed and manipulated. And I want to give you a scripture that will put you in the context of what God has for you. Okay. So, and I do want to put a disclaimer here. You may not be a Christian, or you may be kind of partially Christian. Um, you can participate in this, like I said in the beginning, as long as you want to grow in your connection with God. This will be helpful for you. Okay. We are all adults. And if you need to change a vocabulary that I put here, you can change it for yourself. You don't need to hate me for. I'm doing this with my faith as based, and you adjust as needed for your faith. Okay. But this is scriptures that I want to give it to you as we close this episode will give you the picture of what God had in mind when he created you. Okay, so I want to start with one of my favorite scriptures, if not my favorite, from the whole Bible, which is in Genesis 1:27 and 28. And it says, so God created mankind in his own image. Some translations say he created humans in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. He created them. And God called us to exercise dominion and authority on earth, not authority over each other. Each human has its own authority on earth. And only God has authority over us, nobody else. Okay, so God created you in his image. God created you fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God's masterpiece. You are a chosen people. You are a chosen person. You are a royal priesthood. Okay, you are the clay, and God is the perfect potter. He does not create anything that is not perfect. And before God created you and formed you in your mother's womb, He knew you. He knew the plan that He already had for you. Okay, um, God's spirit lives in you. So you have the Holy Spirit, the all knowing spirit of the Creator God that is inside of you. Right now, your body is a temple, and God would never put His spirit in a place that is not perfect. And I am not telling you that so you can try to be perfect. I'm telling you that to tell you that you are already perfect the way you are. We are all in a journey to get sanctified and to become more and more like our Creator. So if you're looking at perfection, like I am not perfect because I still make mistakes, you're going to find that because, of course, as long as you live in this earth, you're still going to make mistakes. But I am talking about a supernatural perfection that the Creator God already put in you the moment that He created you. Okay. And you are altogether beautiful. This is Song of Solomon. On chapter 4, it says, You're altogether beautiful. There's no flaw in you. You are a new creation. You are a child of the Most High God, creator of the universe, and you are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. So, this is just few scriptures that will remind you that God created you the way you are, and He called it very good. When He created, He called it very good. He created Adam and Eve. Scripture tells us that He created Adam and Eve, and He called it very good. He knew that we were going to mess up. We all do. And I do it daily. But He gave us the power through His Spirit to peel those onions, clear the lies that we believe, replace them with truth, and live that beautiful life that He has for us. Jesus Himself said, I came so you can have life and live it abundantly. And when we talk about abundance, a lot of people just think of this as money, but abundance is way beyond money. It includes money. We are not going to take money out of the equation. It includes money, but it's more than money. Abundance is love and joy and peace and all the goodness that comes from the spirit of the all creator abundant God. So this is the root of the 60 days. So throughout the 60 days, we're going to work on these different things, those different beliefs. But this week, I recommend you to come back and listen to this episode one more time. So a lot of the information, especially if you are not familiar with mindset and limiting beliefs and conscious and subconscious psychology and all that, you may want to listen once or twice so you can fully understand. And every week you can listen to the podcasts as many times as you need. Some weeks where you find yourself in an area that you need more work, like I said, maybe in the journal entry is going to be more painful, go back and listen to again. Some of them are going to be easier for you, some of them are going to be harder. So go back and listen to as many times as you need. Also, if you want to send me a DM on Instagram and talk about this, talk about your process, ask me questions, I am available through Instagram on DMs. Send me DMs, and I would love to know your process. How is it going? And I would love to know how I can support you that way. Okay. And one last thing, if you're not on Instagram, you can create a free account. You just go to Instagram.com. All you need is a free email. You create a free account. You don't need to put your picture, any of that. You just put your name there. Um, And then you can go to my Instagram with it's Fernanda J. Longo. I'll also put the link in the show notes and you can join the group where you can get the journal entry and all that stuff. And you can also send me DMs and we can connect that way. I'm here to support you that way. Okay. I hope you guys join this challenge and I hope you guys stay in the process because I promise you it's going to be so worthy and it's not going to change you your next year. It's going to change your whole life. I love you all and I hope you have a beautiful week.